Hello there, my name's John Bennett and I'm the head of the Midlands GDT. I started with DCLG in November, so I've been here just about 4 months, and Lindsay's asked me if I'd just give my initial reflections on the organisation and a little bit about myself. So I'm going to ask 1 or 2 questions.
Okay, first question. If you had a dinner party, which 3 famous people would you like to invite and why?
Yeah, so the crass answer really is to try and say you'd like people like Donald Trump and Obama there, but actually for me a dinner party should be relaxed. I don't think it would be with those characters there. So my ideal dinner party guests would be Michael Parkinson, because he's just got a breadth of experience and knowledge of so many interesting people that he could make the party flow. It'd be great for me to just listen to some of the stories, particularly about George Best and Muhammad Ali. Olivia Colman, because she is currently my favourite actress and I would just love to share a dinner with her. And to get the party going with a little bit more of a swing, my favourite comedian, and that's a storyteller, not a joke teller, and that's Mickey Flanagan. So I'd love to spend an evening with those 3 people.
Okay. What work achievement are you most proud of and why?
So in terms of work achievements, I suppose for me, having worked for the thick end of 40 years, predominantly with one organisation, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I've done that. I started work when I was 17. They sent me to university twice. I'm pretty proud of that. I achieved a degree and a master's, so I'm pretty proud of that. But I suppose the most proud moments I've got from a team perspective are when I was part of a successful in-house bid, where as a government department we were targeted for outsourcing, and we put our own bid in to see if we could compete, and we won the work, and I was pretty proud of that. And the other thing that makes me proud is when I worked for the military medics, I wrote a business case that was for a new military ward at the rehabilitation centre at Headley Court in Surrey, and it was successful, and it was successful at a time when the MOD didn't have a lot of money to spend on that sort of stuff. So to get that through Treasury and get approval, and it got built and it got delivered, and it did provide fantastic support for some broken boys and girls who came back from war zones in Iraq and in Afghanistan, so I was really proud of that.
That's a great achievement. Who is your favourite band or musician?
Yeah, so that's changed over the years. As I've got more and more grey hair, it's changed. Back in the day, I used to love a bit of punk rock. I went to see the Boomtown Rats, and I thought they were fantastic at the time. Angelic Upstarts I used to like. I was a bit of a David Bowie fan back in the day. Little bit of Slade, little bit of, well, what should we say, glam rock in that sense. But as I've got older, I've sort of reverted to the typical rock, so Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. And more recently, Ed Sheeran and Adele I sort of like as I get a little bit older. But I suppose for me, my most enjoyable time is my son's 24 and he can play the guitar, but he doesn't play it very often. And on occasions when he comes home and he picks up his old guitar in the back room and starts playing it, then me and my wife both enjoy, normally with a glass of wine, just listening to him play. That's really good.
Cool. If you could take part in any sporting event, what would it be and why?
So I thought that was going to be a really easy question until I thought about it. It's either the Ryder Cup or the Masters, and I think I switch between one and the other. I'm a bit of a golfer, well I think I am. I play a little bit of golf for Shropshire County, the seniors, and given that I'm more of an individual than necessarily a sports team player, I think I like to be in control of my own destiny entirely, so it would probably be the Masters for me, not only because it's a fantastic venue, not only because it's not accessible and never will be to the likes of me, but just because it's been trodden by some of the greats who played the game, and I would just love the thought of going there. And in fact, when I get my next big birthday, a pal of mine who I've known since we were very young men are saving at the moment to go and watch the Masters, so that's probably as close as I'll get.
Okay, and your last question. What has been the most interesting thing you have learned or heard about DCLG since joining?
So apart from all the noise around Brexit and the European programme, and when I did join, I told people who were in my social circle I was joining the European Regional Development Fund, and they said, well, that ain't going to last for very long. Apart from the interest around the future, and particularly with the good news that the Treasury are doing so much of the underwriting for the foreseeable future, and that I think we've got the sort of skill set that's going to be essential for the UK going forward, the most interesting thing I've really learned, having talked to everybody on a one-to-one basis in my GDT, is the real breadth of knowledge and experience, an eclectic mix of personalities and journeys that have got people here. It's unbelievable, and every one of those conversations I had with people gave me a little bit of insight into the sort of things that make the people in our organisation tick, and that's been the most interesting thing that I've learned since I've been here.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, John.
Thanks.